Why don't you start over with this story, Matt?
You want to hear it again? Okay. Okay. So, PAX started off with a blast. We're standing in line.
Coming in hot.
We're coming in hot with it. Standing in line, and we're ready to go. They're letting us into the expo hall, like we're getting into the convention center, and we're pulling out our badges. Ryan pops open his bag, and like, when you die in Cuphead, you become a ghost. It was that face. Like he went, oh, you could see his soul just go into the air, right? So like, he's seriously just white, like he just like a sheet.
Yeah.
And he like panic is set in. We're all like, oh man, how does this happen? How do you get pickpocketed from your bag? And again, his bag was wide, like he had it closed, but all of the zippers were open, and he doesn't leave them.
All of the zippers were open.
And he doesn't leave them open. That's the thing.
Why would I leave them open?
No sane person would.
That's what zippers are for, closing.
Yeah, that's right.
For safety.
You don't walk around zipper down, zipper out, zipper undone. Because if you're trolling, you're trolling. Don't troll. We're not trolling at PAX. We're here for PAX. So he's like, okay. I pull out. I have my extra badge with me, and I'm like, here. You can.
I've been pickpocketed at this point.
No, he's like, it's gone. The
Pickpocketed.
The thing is gone. And
they not only did they take my Friday bag, they replaced it with a Monday badge.
Yeah, that was sweet. That was the weirdest part. That was definitely where we were like, huh. Are you sure?
Insult to injury. That's what it was, because nobody wants Monday badges.
No,
they were like, you don't want to see all this Fortnite stuff.
So Monday. we were trying to like, we actually, as we were walking down, one of the guys that's staying with Dallas, he's got an extra Monday badge because he's leaving, and every single vendor, right, every single scalper, like, hey, buying badges, Monday badge.
Yeah, he said.
We literally had somebody walk by. He went.
And it could have been the guy too. He hated Monday badges.
He hates Monday.
He hates Mondays.
He's Garfield.
Garfield of PAX scalping.
Lasagna.
So I'm
like, the only other explanation is that maybe I grabbed the wrong badge.
Maybe. Who knows? It could,
and then left all of your zippers undone.
All of them.
Yes.
Which I've never done before.
Ever. So we're like, all right, I'm going to take Dallas in. You go. You've got my extra badge. Come back with it if you need. Otherwise, just go take care of stuff. So he's got to come back anyways, so that you can get in, Ian. Great, wonderful. Sun.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, we love having the sun in the room.
I brighten your day.
You do. You're a sun. That's what suns are. So he gets back to the room, and then of course we get the text message of, I've been pickpocketed again. They swapped out the Monday for the Friday again.
No, it was worse than that. Not only did I get pickpocketed, he took my Friday badge, put it back in the hotel room.
That's what it was. Like,
insult to injury.
That's scary. That means he knows where you are.
The best part about it was there was seriously like a good 5 minutes of oh my god, it's gone. And as soon as you walked away, we're both like, he didn't get pickpocketed. There's no
Welcome to PAX 2018, everybody. PAX West. I'm Ryan Miller. This is Matt Amberg. This is Ian Block. You may remember him from, was it 2000? No, 16 probably.
Yeah, whenever Fallout 4 came out.
Okay,
so it must have been 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
2 years ago. 3 years. What year is it?
He'll be one of the names you hear
year?
during this show. You may also hear the name Dallas. He's a buddy up with us this year at the show. He's not in this show right now, but you'll hear the name Dallas. His parents enjoy the 70s TV show.
Sure. And also, fun fact, also place.
Oh, I thought he was a big fan of WCW wrestlers.
He may be.
The Diamond Cutter. He's the DDP. Yeah.
Dallas, the Diamond Cutter?
Diamond Dallas Page, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Get your wrestling.
Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah.
That's the knowledge base.
Welcome to
Captain Lou.
Welcome to the Hit Points, the video game podcast. We're going to talk about a movie now.
So,
ready to rumble.
Oh, what movies did we all get on the plane?
Bang.
What movie? I didn't get any movies on the
plane. You didn't get any movies on the plane?
No. I played Dead
Cells. You didn't get any No, sorry. What?
I played Dead Cells.
Oh, that's right. You played Dead Cells. We'll get there.
Yeah.
You
got a movie on the plane.
I watched half of Super Troopers too.
Super Trooper Paper.
I played Pokemon Ultra Sun.
That's pretty good.
I like the idea, the concept that he might be playing Pokemon Go in the air.
In the airplane. Yeah.
The plane is a Pokespot. You just pop a lure on
just lure it.
You're getting all different regions.
Country, right.
Sure.
You're like, whoa, that's a far-fetched. I don't know what other regions are in Pokemon Go because I haven't played it since it came out.
Yeah, whatever. There are Pokemon in it, though.
All my friends still play it because they have a kid.
Dallas, that we mentioned, big
Just
Pokemon Go.
can't keep his hands off of it.
All
He is
like
just
he's
flicking
I've
balls.
never seen these
It's-
before.
All of my
crazy.
friends talk about it at my work. They're like, "Oh, I went Pokemon going.
That's the
I
verb.
Pokemon went."
That's the
To-
verb. Yeah.
I Pokemon bin.
Past
to
transitive.
there's the raid thing happening. This Pikachu has sunglasses, and then I'm like, well, I've been playing Pokemon also. I've been trying to get, I've been breeding Hawluchas so I can get Adamant Nature and Unburden ability, and then I'm gonna give it 252 attack IVs. And they go, shut up, nerd.
Are we talking about wrestling again?
Yeah, I don't know where
that
we're-
went.
Hawlucha is a wrestling Pokemon.
Okay, see?
The Hawlucha kick.
It's all cyclical,
It's all sick.
The Hawlucha kick.
just like a sun.
Oh, man. We got 3 people in here already, and you know what? I didn't even put the word out that this thing was happening.
Turn it off.
So those are the hardcores right
Yeah,
there.
the hardcore fans, welcome. I didn't even know we were streaming. I thought we were just recording it.
No, we're streaming. We're recording it too, but the chat's up, so you can engage us there and let us know what's going wrong, because surely something's going wrong. We're doing this a little bit earlier. No, wrong engagement.
Was that
Although you could probably do that too.
It works.
We live in America.
It was a pun visually.
It's visual. We're visual people.
So if you have questions, bring them into the chat. I'll reach over and awkwardly answer you, or I'll make Matt do it, and you'll be sorry. So
Really good, Matt.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm gonna
Here,
skip.
I'll put my hands.
I
on
did
top
get a
of your
movie.
hands.
I did.
Say lawyer.
I'm
Do
not-
they
I'm not gonna
do they look
participate.
like the same?
Do they look like the same hands?
I did get a movie on the way over, just to be part of the conversation.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
let's bring you.
But it was self-inflicted, and I'm going to mention it because by way of promotion, because I fell down a directorial hole shortly after our last book club for movies.
You haven't
and
shared this with me. So
I did briefly, but just
You teased
know
me
what's
this
coming. I
much.
did tease. I teased you. I teased him. I'm afraid to have conversations outside of the podcast, because then I'm like,
What do I
like,
talk
oh,
about?
it's wasted now. Like that wasn't even
So
worth it.
you guys are vlogging.
We tried that. What was it? Mondays with Ryan.
Fridays with Matt.
YouTube.
It didn't work.
Uh,
It was rough.
I gave you I gave you the movie that started it. Was Air Force One.
Right, and I did not realize. That's right, you did tell me, because I
Yes.
did not remember who directed that, and I was way off.
Wolfgang Peterson directed that movie.
Wolfgang.
And I'm sure you know the one that pretty much. I mean, he has a long and storied history in Germany, as you might imagine. Wolfgang.
Huh.
And,
Did not know that.
But he did one major one that kind of broke him out, that we've mentioned on the show before.
Yeah, cats.
I don't know if we've ever mentioned cats on the show before.
You're
This is
right.
the first one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The life of dogs.
He's laying the seeds down so you
that
can
a-
start talking about
Oh
cats
yeah.
more.
Yes. Finally.
I'm
that was
curious
on.
how you feel about the magical Mr. Mistopheles.
No, you're not. Das Boot,
oh.
Matthew.
Of course.
Yes.
I get,
Yes.
You know, funny story. Jurgen Prochnow had a bad experience on a U-boat once.
Oh, that's a Super Troopers? No.
It's a beer fest.
Oh, it's so close. I haven't seen it, but I.
But
I knew.
he mentioned that you bring up U-boats. I can't
Okay,
get away
all
from
right.
Jurgen
Yeah,
Prochnow.
no, it was
I just watched In the Mouth of Madness, which
not a Wolfgang Peterson film.
no, Jurgen Prochnow though.
Oh, fair enough.
Fun to say Jurgen Prochnow.
We'll,
He's a cool dude.
If
He's
you
a
want
cool
to, I'll let the viewers at home IMDb Wolfgang, so you know what's coming up. But I'm easily going to make it through the
Are you getting through? Was it Man in the Moon?
hallmarks of his. No.
Did you do Man on the Moon? Who did Man
No,
on the
that
Moon?
was,
that's not Gus Van Sant either.
No, it was another German though, I believe.
Yeah. Oh man, good.
There's so many of them.
How cool would it have been though if it had been the one German guy,
Hitler.
Werner Herzog?
Oh.
Oh, I was gonna say F.W. Murnau.
Also would have been good, but he wasn't German though.
He was.
Are you sure? I thought he was Austrian.
Welcome to PAX 2018.
Same thing.
We also played some games at the show. We're going to go through it chronologically as we do.
We are.
Sans pickpocketing. We'll leave all pickpocketing information out from here on.
You picking your own
I
pocket
did.
right now?
I just did it. I picked my
You
pocket.
pickpocketed yourself.
Yeah.
You didn't leave it out. First thing we ended up at, and do we talk about the PAX, the evolution of PAX up front, or do we leave that for the end like we so often do?
I think that's a later episode.
Okay,
maybe
all right.
maybe Sunday. Maybe the Sunday.
It's
episode.
the way PAX has evolved, kind of changes how we work the show nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have 3 years up on video now, if you want to go look.
That sounds about awful.
Okay. So we'll just go through maybe normally what we did here. I got my cheat sheet on the side, so if you see me looking off camera, it's because I've made note of the games we played,
And
as memorable as they all were.
There were many memorable games. What were the games that we played?
We started off working. Well, we ran around the show.
We did,
work,
of
as
course.
you do.
Yeah.
You kind of make a list of the things you're going to want to see during the week, and
Look at the lines you don't want to stand in.
exactly. Yeah,
Correct.
and if you listen to, we skipped. Well, we didn't technically skip a week because we're starting this now. But last show we did, last video games podcast, we talked about the Indie Mega Booth trailer that came out, and
Yeah.
I real quick went through some of the ones that stuck out.
Right.
I mentioned Black Future 88, and we made it to Black Future 88. I think I called it a Contra-like at the time.
That sounds correct.
Yeah, which it does look like that, but once you get your hands on it,
Does not feel like that.
not
Even a little
terribly.
bit.
I'm sure there's you can customize the controls, but number one, way more difficult.
Oh, so, yeah, it's definitely closer to that that Dead Cells roguelite thing where
Yeah.
Yes.
it's so one of the main thrusts of the game that automatically puts it into that this game is meant to beat you, not you beat it, is there's like an 18-minute timer, and everything you do is taking time away from it. You can get time back, but you are more likely than not going to be spending like the powers that you can upgrade and stuff.
Yeah.
The harder they hit, the more time it takes off.
It's literally crank. Your heart explodes.
Oh my God! It is.
18
It
minutes,
is.
yeah.
You are Jason Statham, except in the
You are
except in the
Jason
game,
Statham.
your name is like Bean or something.
That's true. No, it's Hewer.
It's Howard.
Howard.
Because I thought about Rutger Howard.
Yes,
That's
I
how
did
put it.
also.
Not Bean.
Although
I
I
was
was
thinking about
him.
Michael Bean.
Oh,
Yeah.
not Sean Bean.
No.
Great, as he is.
Dead.
The controls are. Tell me if this is a Dead Cells thing. I actually played Dead Cells
Yeah,
quickly.
you tell yourself.
It's not a Dead Cells thing.
It's not.
But jump is on left trigger. The gun is on right stick.
Yeah.
And dash is on right trigger.
Which
so
I did not love.
I didn't, but I can see like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's steep learning curve, the controls included. So I don't know if I would switch that if I did actually end up getting it, because I mean, number one, it looks gorgeous. Like,
It looks
thing
great.
looks
Yeah.
amazing.
It's got a cool cyber goth thing. It's like, and they even the guy that was running the booth even mentioned that he was like, yeah, it's in a goth club, and they're like, it's futuristic, and so there's some of the things that you can get. You can like you can get addicted to drugs.
Yeah,
That's always a plus.
It is.
Oh, it's one of the first things that comes up that says you are no longer addicted to drugs. Like that's how you start the game. That's the
good.
thing that pops up.
I feel good.
It's a mechanic in there. In fact, I'm curious how it's going to work, and I'm curious how the ESRB is going to come down on it, because they're pretty like that's kind of a hard line they draw. If
Sure.
drugs are power ups in a game,
Yeah.
you get an auto. I don't think it's AO, but it's at least M, which
Could
they're
be.
probably not concerned.
They're
about
not. I
getting
don't think
an
they're going to be
M,
cared. Yeah. It's. I mean.
But there are. He couldn't explain the mechanic completely, and the thing is, it's a dense freaking game, so he couldn't explain all
Yeah,
of it.
there
He
was a
kind of
lot.
got through some of it, and it all sounded really good, if dense. And it is a roguelike, so you're making runs and working on power ups,
Yeah.
and there's just a lot of depth there. But yeah, the way drugs function are positive sometimes and negative other times.
But
so.
I feel like the explanation I kind of understood was the only time it's ever a positive is there are some that will just straight up give you time back, but other ones are always going to have, there's a balance to it. And that was kind of the key to the game, is that there's a balance to all the weapons you're choosing, the upgrades you're choosing, because again, it's like you have 18 minutes and the game can't be completed in 18 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah, we got
You
two.
haven't
Sorry.
tried yet.
you're going to try and do it?
No, you haven't. You don't know.
I don't know.
Why are you talking? Why are you talking in absolutes?
Because I'm a Sith.
Fair enough.
Tom Stopper.
We got to a room. We got to a room and pulled a lever, and he's like, "Oh, you pulled the lever."
that was so funny.
We're like, yeah, we pulled the lever.
He did. He got quiet. He was like, oh.
You pulled the lever, didn't you? We're like, yeah.
Yeah?
And then we get to the next room. He's like, yeah, you triggered this hunter right here. And there's different kinds of hunter, and the hunter
Wrecked
demolished
us.
us immediately. Yeah. So.
Like, just right away. We got in there and immediately we're just chopped down. Good game.
Good game, though. Good
Well,
game.
now you know not to pull the lever.
Don't pull a lever.
Yeah,
Don't touch things.
just generally
Don't
speaking.
touch things you can't afford.
Yeah.
I do
Levers
make a
are-
habit of not pulling levers, just kind of in real life.
Levers are expensive too.
Pulley
And
systems.
Yet in the game.
Yeah.
What did I do?
So that was, what was that game called again?
Black Future 88.
Good. Glad we remembered the name because it was, again, memorable.
I've never forgotten the name.
I forgot it.
Okay, right. We walked by Dunk Lords was another one that I mentioned.
How you doing, GCCAM 2716?
What's up, sir?
Cam.
Welcome to the show.
Cam. Yeah.
Hey.
Have we explained Ian?
Have we explained Ian?
I feel like we haven't given
Here's
you
Ian.
your due yet.
Hey, what's up? I'm Ian.
He's an artist. Go look him up on Instagram. His name is Ian.
Yeah, no, you'll find me if you just type that in.
Always.
What should they look for you on Instagram?
It's at Foam Swords, but if you just type in FAUXM, type it in, huh? That's what you're telling me.
I'm telling you, yeah, use the keyboard.
Okay, look at the chat for Ian
For
Blocks.
Ian's Instagram.
Exclusive
Typing it-
Instagram.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah,
You're asking me to.
And it's worth a follow. I follow.
It's great. It's
I don't
good
follow
art.
anybody. I follow Ian on Instagram.
Yeah. I follow Ian around because he's tall. I can see him.
I'm like a beacon of light.
We passed by Dunk Lords as well, was another one I mentioned as kind of being NBA Jam on steroids.
Oh, that sounds super rad.
2-on-2 basketball. You get the idea immediately by that.
Right.
But, and we didn't get hands-on with this thing. The line was a little bit long. But also, upon watching it, it was a lot slower than we anticipated.
Yeah.
And for the
It was a bummer.
arcadiness that was in there, like there was more like numbers flying off things and scoring and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it looks like they've got more of you hear about Dunk Lords, you think of NBA Jam, you think about something that's like pure dunks or dunking from across the screen or just insanity, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't quite there yet.
It's
So
not
I mean,
there,
maybe
yeah.
that's, I don't know if they're going for that either. That
Right.
was just what I was kind of looking for.
It's a misleading title because I hear I hear Dunk Lords and I get real
Think
stoked.
about a
Yeah.
lot of dunking.
Yeah.
And it's a bummer that the game was.
So it's all about fundamentals.
It's it is. It's you're actually the coach. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
you're
It's
just
a coaching sim.
It's a coaching simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric Spolstra the whole time.
You hit the A button, it says press A to say dunk, and then you're just on the sidelines going dunk.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
And then if
You
they-
lose every game.
There are no other buttons to use.
It's just
But we didn't play that though, so
We didn't play it.
B is Yell Monster Jam instead.
take that for what you will.
Don't take it.
You disappeared.
I did. I went and I walked around and I went and played a game.
Oh, well, you want to talk about that?
Well, we're going to talk about it because you played it too.
Okay. I played while you
get
were
there.
gone, disappearing. Stone Story RPG, which is another one I mentioned, and I mentioned 3 or 4 games in that trailer, 20-minute trailer of a bunch of more than 20 games. But there were a few that got asterisked kind of right away, and that was one of them because it's the ASCII art one,
Right.
or
And you got it.
ASCII. I've heard it pronounced now 2 ways, so I'm
ASCII.
okay. It's just text, and the dude,
Oh, cool.
the developers there, and he
Yeah.
was talking about it.
Yeah.
We got to talk to him for a while. The gameplay is nothing like I imagined. And there is an iPad version, which was actually the one I got to play, which I was stoked because it's probably the one I'll pick up anyways.
Sure.
But you basically hit
He likes iPads.
a direction.
Who doesn't?
Love iPads. And the animation, like if you've seen the trailer, it shows the animation. You don't control any of that. Like you're not controlling where the guy walks. You choose where to go, and he walks across the screen by himself and picks up resources, and then you use those resources to build. At one point, I built a shovel because some of the resources are wood and stone so far.
Sure.
One of the stones is magical.
Why wouldn't
How I
it be?
got places. So there's a little bit of storytelling. The storytelling wasn't the strongest aspect, I'd say, but I did not get far into it.
Yeah.
Still, it's the look that's just amazing. Like it's just a rad look. Like
I am fascinated by this.
it's really cool.
Like
looking.
it just reminds me of being in school when like I was in fourth grade.
It's super reminiscent of like Oregon Trail or something.
yeah, it's like
that.
I mean it almost looks like a step before Oregon
I
Trail.
mean, the
There's
graphics
no color to
are
it.
the text.
It's black and white.
Yeah, it's black and white. But the story is kind of it's reminiscent of a text adventure.
Yeah.
Like it's like go to this area and you go to that area, you pick up these things, and then on the side you basically have your navigation. It's like locations, items, and something else I can't remember. So when you go do enough things, new locations will open up. So you'll be like, oh, okay, new location, and you go down there and you find a tree, and the tree's like, you can't get by me. So you go build an axe, and then you go to the tree and you chop them down.
And the
again.
tree's like, okay, I'll give you my wallet.
no, you just kill him
Oh, good. Well,
because he's a pickpocket.
deforestation.
That's what we do to pickpockets. You just kill them.
We just deforest them.
But it's still super. Like he told me that it's pretty complete and people have gone through the whole thing in 2 to 4 hours, which seems also about right to me. I don't want to be in that thing for
No, you don't
much longer than that,
Right.
at all. And speaking with Dallas again, we basically came to the conclusion that it seems like, and again, we didn't get deep into it, but that you're kind of playing to get to the next thing, and that's kind of enough. Like even if it's a little bit thin, like playing to get to the next thing that he made with text, like, and how we animated it is still worth it. Like,
Cool.
So that was fun.
Nice. What was that called again?
That was Stone Story RPG. man.
Stone Story RPG. Thank you.
Put the phone over here, right? So I'm not like too.
You do whatever you want.
Okay.
You are the host of this show.
All right. And then we went to What the Golf,
What the golf?
which also we talked about from that trailer, and I wanted to play super bad. That was another asterisk because it just looked hilarious.
It continued to be
I
hilarious.
feel like you talked about this to Ian.
I might have.
He just brought it up. Yeah,
Okay.
he told me it was one of the games I definitely should check out tomorrow.
Yeah, that is true.
Is that as far as it went? I didn't want to re-explain too many things.
That's as far as it went.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not explain anything
So,
about what the golf.
It's the one that has like typical golf mechanics, but then weird stuff happens, and that's an understatement. It's got like Jobby Simulator type humor, where like you're set up to hit the ball and you hit the thing and it charges up, and then you let go of the shot and your character goes flying or something like that.
Okay.
Just
the one that
random.
one of the ones that we saw that I had not seen yet, and so I'm gonna just cut you off.
No, all the holes are different, and it goes through all these different things.
And so we actually walked away from it because it's really funny, and we don't want to like
Laughing out loud,
The question I had to ask immediately was, how long can this be sustained?
Yeah,
and I don't want to
sure.
see anymore because it's funny. And
it was funny just to watch it, like playing it. I'm sure you'll get it too, but and I was waiting in line to play it, and then about 5-10 minutes in, I'm like, I can't. We got to get out of here. Like I'm just gonna get.
And
this.
there was this person playing, and it was like there was a fan that was blowing, and there was like a hockey goal, and so you hit the ball, it goes into the goal. Great, it says goal, cool. The next time there were two fans on the other side, on two sides, and she hits the ball, and the ball goes in goal. The next time it's really, really simple. There's nothing in the way. It's just the goal and the ball. You pull back, she does things, she shoots the ball, and the goal that's on the other side, your secondary flies forward and it says goal, goal. That's the game. Okay.
So
sold.
multi-stage setups too.
Right.
That joke is funnier because of the ones that came before
Yeah,
it. So
it's good. It's real good.
the humor appears to be spot on, which is awesome. So
And then we went to the game that I went and disappeared on you from.
UFO 50?
No, we went.
Oh.
We went and played. Did we play that next? Was that next?
That's next on my list. I don't know if I played.
No,
I
because we
see.
played-
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, no, that came next.
Okay.
UFO 50 we got to play.
Just gonna go ahead and ruin this whole show.
Which was the one that we also mentioned that is done by, I
I'm not
forget the
good at
developers. I mentioned the developers
You're
last
good at
time. It's
derailing
one of them's the
things.
guy. One of them's
It's a skill.
the guy from Spelunky, the guy from Nidhogg maybe. I don't know, but these it's the accomplished developers. They've got games behind them. They know what they're doing. They have made 50 8-bit era games. And the funny thing was we got up there and you choose from all of them are up on screen. And I chose one and it's like 1984. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's like, maybe they're looking at the games that came out in 1984. Maybe there's some sort of connection. And I turned to the guy. I was like, oh, that's funny. 1984. Is that like this, that? And he's like, yeah. That's what it is. And I'm like, oh, you just put some year in there, didn't you? He's like, yep.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The games are done by different people, so maybe there's more to it than that. But either way, we played 4 games out of there, and it was me and Dallas. You were watching.
I watched, yeah. I was a voyeur.
The first one was Ninpek, and that was kind of it was a ninja thing.
It's Kid Nicky.
Is it Kid Nicky?
It's Kid Nicky.
Okay, there aren't very many. Okay.
Totally look like. So every one of these games that I've seen so far definitely is reminiscent. Like there is a very clear connection to something.
Yeah.
This one was Kid Nicky. Like it looked like Kid Nicky. The movement, the feel of it. It was Kid Nicky.
Okay.
And Kid Nicky was
Ninja
great.
Gaiden.
Sure.
Okay.
It was a Sega version of Ninja Gaiden. They were like, yeah, we can't do the skinny ninja. We got to do a fat kid.
It's more impressive.
It is.
That's true, actually,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
Yeah.
And then we did Paint Chaser, which you're 2
Paint huffer.
race cars on either side, and you're painting the screen. That was a ton of fun. That might have been my favorite of the group. We were playing just the 2-player ones because there were 2 of us.
Oh,
and
also, to be fair, I don't know that they have many more games, any games that are more than 2 players.
No,
because what the guy actually told us was that the kind of the fake system that they built for these are built with 2 controllers.
The
That's
way he
it.
said it was, he's like, the imaginary system that we designed these games for only has 2 controller ports, is what he said. So
It's getting really deep.
It is. No, they clearly put some thought into it.
There's
I
an
like
ethos behind what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. But that one was fun. Yeah, paint, and you run over something and it said a drone that started painting the area, and Dallas was trying to repaint that. Fun, like simple stuff, but well executed and good ideas. And then Tactics was another one we did. That was a little bit more complicated and went on for maybe a little bit longer than I was looking for.
I feel like that one you guys didn't understand at first either.
Possibly. I mean,
I'm straight throwing fire.
It's simple to understand because you got your fighters are coming on either end, and apparently you can basically one fighter cancels out each other. You're trying to get it's checkers. You're trying to get to the other end of the screen, and so you're trying to set people in the way of the other guy, and he's trying to set people in the way of you. I just never figured out a strategy that wasn't super easy to combat, which I say, but I lost that game, so maybe that's stupid.
I figured out all these really good strategies, but they didn't work.
don't work.
I didn't find any challenge in the game that I lost handily.
I'm just checking off things that don't work, so I won't go back to them.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm testing the wrong answers.
Yeah, exactly. Before I go to the good ones.
But another solid idea, and I didn't think of a game that was actually reminiscent of. I mean,
yes, it's very reminiscent of a number of games. The most recent one I can think of is Clash of Heroes.
Oh well, no, yes, but not an 8-bit game like you were saying.
No, not an 8-bit game.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I can't think of an 8-bit game that.
But that's a good point. They're probably taking kind of known or more established or more contemporary mechanics and
Yeah, probably.
putting them back in the 8-bit.
There are 50 games. It's a lot to go through.
games.
We didn't go through 50 games.
And then we played Kick Club, which was we were soccer dudes kicking soccer balls.
That was
up
actually pretty funny to
like
watch.
aliens on the top we were trying to kill.
They weren't aliens. They were tennis balls with
they?
tennis rackets hitting tennis balls at you. It was a very weird
How
thing.
would those not be aliens?
There's a very storied rivalry between
Tennis balls.
flying tennis
oh,
rackets
okay.
and soccer
So
balls.
those were
It's a
Earth,
thing.
Earth
Yeah.
tennis.
It's a-
sentient Earth tennis balls.
There's a whole documentary about it in the 70s.
Is it-
it's a big thing.
It's a very similar game to Burger Time, which is also based on real
I
life.
did get a Burger Time feel. Again, they're so 8-bit, so I'm thinking about all these they're 8-bit games anyways.
They are, yeah. It was fun.
Fun, yeah.
Very
I'm
cool.
gonna get that game. They still say it's coming out like 2019.
Yeah, I don't know how that game is taking so long. There's a 50 games
there's
and 4
50
people.
games.
There are 50 games. They say each one is not they're not micro games either.
No, yeah,
They're
yeah.
You played how many games out of?
Just 4. I think we.
They
did
only
5,
have
maybe.
7, so
There was a Double Dragon-like game that looks great though.
That's
in
cool.
there.
Yeah, we
And,
didn't get to
it
play
straight
that,
up
yeah.
looks like they reskinned Double Dragon
Yeah.
almost, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, they got the throw up face when you punch him in the stomach. Can't really do it.
No Abobo. I didn't see a
No
Bobo.
Bobo. Never any Bobo.
Yeah, R.I.P. a Bobo.
Then we played Mowin and Throwin.
Mowin and Throwin, man.
You want to take this one?
I love this game.
Great
Okay,
name.
so totally what dragged me over there. I was walking past and I saw this game and it's called Mowin and Throwin. I'm like, I gotta get involved. I gotta see what this is, and it's awesome. It's in early access on Steam, and you can they're setting it up in such a way that you can do 1v1, 2v2, 4v4. And the 4v4 stuff is already there. They're kind of rejiggering some of the maps, but the gameplay is super simple and really, really fun. You have 2 different it's like one giant yard that's split in 2. You have however many players are playing. If you have 2 and 2, it's 2 on side. Each side has a lawnmower. You can pull the grass out by hand by mashing a button. You can
Not recommended though.
and then
it's only a workout regimen.
it's a
for
work.
your
Yeah,
thumb.
correct. But then throughout while you're playing, there are these like PUBG like supply drops that sometimes drop good things, sometimes not so good. But you can they'll drop a rock. You throw the rock on the other side so that in theory you try to get it in front of or on. You hit somebody with it, so they're stunned for a minute. If you hit the lawnmower, it actually will stop the lawnmower.
Yeah.
If it runs it over, it'll do it. You can throw bags of fertilizer and grass seeds, so that'll regrow in spots they pull.
And the
on.
lawnmowers themselves are launchers. They can
Yes,
launch
they're turrets,
rocks.
basically.
They're turrets, yeah. So.
And one of the things you have to do with the lawnmowers is you have to constantly refuel them. So fuel will
Also,
drop,
yeah.
and so you have to throw the fuel onto your.
While you're trying to mow your own lawn, you win the game by having your lawn be the most mowed by the end.
Yeah.
And it sounds really silly and stupid and dumb, but it is really silly.
All the characters are gnomes.
They're all gnomes, right?
Good.
And It was a lot of fun. Like that is a great couch co-op game for
is, yeah.
sure. Like and
I can see that working online too. Actually,
oh
that's fine.
sure.
I mean, couch co-op. Yeah, you get into it, but
it's to me this is a couch, and this is a game that it's out on Steam now.
Oh.
The first thing I asked him was, when is this coming to Switch? Because this is a game that like easily flourishes on the Switch.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, that's the goal is next year, 2019. So we're gonna talk more about this game in particular in the coming weeks because I really liked it, and I'm gonna check it out and I'm gonna dig into it a little bit more. And the developers were really cool. We talked to them a little bit, and they've got some interesting concepts, interesting stuff to say. So I wanna bring this back. After PAX.
All right, follow up on that.
After PAX.
After PAX.
It's our aftermath show.
Okay, yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Do you want to do this next one?
What's the next one?
Then we went to the THU Nordic booth, which we went last year.
Oh, that's not the only thing we did. There was one more game I wanted to actually bring up that was in the Indie Mega booth.
Okay.
And I it's called Disco Elysium.
Oh, right.
So this is a game that.
Didn't play it, but
we didn't play it. But I think, like from the visual, I think you're actually going to really like it. It is the way the art director was there, and so the game is it's a isometric detective RPG.
Okay.
With a it's got a
like an adventure game.
Yeah, it's got a really good look to it, where it's not super clean. It's gritty. I hate using that word, but it looks good. And the way they did it, all the artwork is done. They created all the assets. And then they kind of did a rotoscoping thing where he did oil paintings like over everything.
Okay,
so it's this.
That sounds awesome.
The artwork is beautiful,
Yeah.
and so he gave this really really wonderful description of how he like kind of was attacking it, and he was talking about how in this game a wall may look white, but it's not white because it's actually a bunch of different colors that kind of bounce off each other to make it look white, but it's not. And he's like, and that's how I took all this stuff from different art times in art history, and tried to kind of mishmash them. Mishmash.
Got you.
That sounds
Mushmash.
Marshmersh. Try to mishmash them to a point where they still work together. Because if you're an art history fan, you know that some of those things are probably just not gonna. Cubism and something else might not go together. I can't think of another ism. I was going to say futurism, and then I thought those might actually work together.
Cubism and futurism actually go hand in
I was going to say those kind of go well. So like
the two.
Yeah, how about cubism and nodism? I don't know any isms. Find it, figure it. It looks great.
Just say cubism and hyperrealism.
There we go.
Because they're direct opposites.
See, I'm not an art person. That's why you're here.
Could you Dadaism though? Because it's just isn't that
there you go
nothingness, right? That's against everything. That's like your default.
Now it's how I feel. Wow.
So it's a very anti-Dada game, is what you're saying.
It is very much so. It's great though. It looks great. The first thing I actually saw that it grabbed my eye. That's going to be a weird thing in the future. Was this like. The character was on the screen, and he was kind of an older man with like super hairy, no shirt on, underwear, just tighty whities. Great. They were half down a little bit. You could see some B crack, and it reminded me very much so of some of your wrestler guys.
Why are you censoring butt?
Just because I was like, B crack.
Whoa, B crack. We got the.
It felt good.
We got the sponsors really. Be cracking down.
Look,
he didn't mean butt.
I didn't.
That's
yeah.
what
sorry,
that's all I'm saying.
sorry.
He was censoring another word.
All right.
No, it looks good. It looks
it
like,
looks
and
cool,
we didn't get to play it, but it does look like kind of like Cuphead was a fully realized like. You think about a Flash game and how stuff can kind of have a good look, but the joints are kind of wrong, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't look like that. It didn't just look like he skinned stuff and it worked together and it looked like it's still fully realized as a 3D production.
And it was 100% a game. It doesn't look like an indie game. Like this doesn't necessarily look like it's a AAA game, but it certainly looks like it's way closer to AAA than indie.
And it totally works for the whole detective thing. Like it
looks
look,
yeah. And I'm super excited to see how that goes. It's that one's scheduled for next year. Disco Elysium.
I do love old hairy dudes.
I know.
In any media form.
was a few
so
in there, yeah.
I'm pretty psyched.
Yeah. I mean, there were a couple of people just hanging out that were that.
Yeah, it attracted.
Were they
like,
cosplayers or were they sponsored?
I mean, both.
yeah.
Those were their booth babes.
Yeah.
just some hairy guy with his underwear half down, scratching his ass.
Everyone
crack.
kept going, Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force? He's like, no, Disco Elysium.
What are you doing?
Dang it. Oh, well, next year they're going to be everywhere.
Carl's.
Then we went to
No,
THQ
Disco
Nordic.
Elysium.
Disco Elysium, sorry.
And we did talk.
THQ Nordic, yeah.
We did. Went to. You were here, but I went to THQ Nordic last time because I played Biomutant, which they had just barely announced.
I've never heard of
And
this.
had. It's an action adventure game. It wasn't
Oh, wait.
bad.
It was here. It's here.
It's
had
here
it there,
again,
and it's
yeah.
got the, like, what's on the cover of it? It's like a cat or a rabbit or something?
it's fuzzy things.
Fuzzy was it fuzzy. Okay.
But that wasn't the game we played.
No.
We played Darksiders 3,
Yeah.
which I think.
Did you play any of the other ones?
I played Darksiders 2, and Darksiders 2 is super tight. It's a
Okay.
fun game.
Darksiders 1,
Yeah.
also very tight. What?
Toit.
I'm cool.
Moist.
Dope.
You are as Peralta as possible.
No, yeah, Darksiders 1, loved it. I think I own like 2 copies of Darksiders 2 because they keep giving it away everywhere. I haven't played it yet, but I will. Darksiders 3, I expected maybe there to be more of a line because that was one of the ones, especially when THQ Nordic, Nordic bought THQ and kind of resurrected it, and they've been trying to, I think, gobble up the bigger names and kind of make their bid for whatever. So Darksiders 3 was kind of a big thing. That was an interesting announcement, and you wondered, what the pedigree was going to be like, if it was just going to be a cash-in of sorts. No line.
No line.
One of the stations
I don't
was.
think either, because I remember them at other PAXs and they never had a line.
Oh,
either.
really? See,
Yeah.
I never got them at PAXs, I guess. Oh, okay.
Like
Not even Darksiders 2?
Darksiders, I mean, I don't remember Darksiders 2 at PAX, but I remember Darksiders 1 for sure was like, there was one dude with a big sword.
I could see that because Darksiders.
And no one was there, and I was like, oh, I considered going, and then I played Bad Company 2 instead.
Well,
That was a better choice.
And I wouldn't
It was
blame you.
fun.
No, yeah, Darksiders. I mean, even though I might like Darksiders 1 better than Bad Company or something like that, it's such a left field thing. Like, continues to be a left field
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Because it was a total Zelda where
Yeah.
nobody could make a competent Zelda clone. So you're like, okay. And then it had like a portal gun in it, and other things where you're like, this keeps stealing from everything, but it's still good on its own. And it was just it still continues to be like the weirdest thing,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It was so. Darksiders 2, I heard improved on some of that, but Darksiders 3, I guess I don't know. I just expected there to be more fanfare, and
Yeah.
in the end, it was a totally bad demo.
It's a terrible
it was
demo.
A
It's a
terrible
bummer.
demo. The way they had it set up, number one. Nope, I couldn't find a person to help me. I found a station that was crashed, so I was like, oh, maybe if I just sneak into this station, I can bypass the line.
Yeah.
It wasn't a line. You went around the corner and
I
got
went around
at
the corner
another
and there was a,
station.
there was a station
like,
wide
oh.
open.
You bypassed the line of nothing.
Yeah, so I'm super cool. And they couldn't, I couldn't find anybody to fix that station, so I just went around and then found another one that was empty. So I'm like, okay, maybe this should have been our clue.
Right.
Right. But the controllers were these third-party plastic things.
Yeah, they felt
They
bad.
felt horrible. The headsets always feel bad at demos. I don't know why they're always over ear and kind of stupid anyways. But it's just a bad feel all the way around. Get into the gameplay. I mean, the game feels fine, but it pretty quickly. I know you don't agree. I mean, it feels fine. It doesn't feel good. It's been a while
doesn't feel good.
It's been a while. Sorry, it doesn't feel great or transcendent. And it's been a while since I played Darksiders 1, so I can't even say if it felt like Darksiders 1. But you get to a boss battle pretty quick, and then the boss battle is fighting this creature for a while, and then it goes up in the air, and you have to platform and then double jump to hit it while it's in the air, and then it comes down. And she killed me, even though I think it was just dodge hit thing. And then it restarted me at the beginning of the demo. And I was like, oh, the demo's done.
Yeah.
So then I left around to where he was, and he was still at the boss fight. And it was just to the point, he was trying to,
I was having issues with the platforming.
And he was falling down, and then you have to platform again up to hit the boss. And I'm like,
I don't know why games keep doing that.
Don't do that in boss fights.
Every boss fight that does that everyone hates.
No, it's tantamount to giving me a game that's just an escort mission.
Yeah.
Like, go to hell. I don't want this. And
the boss is just sitting there the whole time. You're like, jump, 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 fall down. Boss is just sitting there.
Yeah,
You're
you
like,
can't. Not really attacking. You're not doing anything.
There's no other punishment other than you got to do all that jumping again.
Yeah.
Hard pass. And then the other thing that I didn't like, I didn't think the controls were good at all. I think the controls were stiff in every respect. Nothing felt really responsive, and especially during the platforming, the double jumping into a mantle is awful.
Yeah.
And the mantle was bad. Yeah.
Even worse for me was the way they've implemented this whole whip thing. It just feels like trash. Like, you don't get any response from it. So you have to press the button and just hold it, and then it's going to happen. You get no response that it's actually happening until it happens. And then, like, there were multiple times when I was doing the platforming, this is what I was having an issue with.
Yeah.
Was there's one spot where I'd keep jumping, and I'd press the button, and she wouldn't do anything, and then I'd start swinging wildly in the middle of the air, fall down, okay, let's go do it again, just over and over again until I finally realized, oh, okay, you just have to trust the game's going to do it.
Yeah.
You get nothing back from it.
It's gotta be early on.
There's no visuals for it either.
Yeah.
Like she goes straight to I'm jumping to now I'm swinging. Like,
is it pestilence or famine?
I think it's famine, isn't it?
I don't
know.
I've never played any
the
of these
first
games.
one was war
and death.
I never played any.
And Darksiders 2 is death, and Darksiders 2 is tight. And so it's got to be either pestilence
I think
or
it's
famine.
I can't remember. I want to say it's famine. I don't know why.
Probably because you're hungry.
But see, I mean, sorry.
Almost died there.
The game's got to be early on for sure. I know this thing isn't coming out till 2019 at least, maybe 2020, right? They barely announced it, so they've got time to tighten up some of the controls, and I don't think they felt horrible. I agree basically with what you said, that they were, like, you could tell they don't feel done by any sense, and the mantling was bad.
Oh man, it was so
but
rough.
When I say it's a bad demo, like, that could be a good game. That was a bad demo.
It's a bad demo.
It's a bad demo. It's a bad boss fight to give that demo to. It's a bad, like, restarting. In fact, when she finally killed you, because you didn't beat her either, and you were like ready to put the controller down, I'm like, no, don't put it down yet.
Here's the best part.
Wait.
And I'm like, okay.
And then it loads up the beginning, and I'm like, now you put it down. He's
I
like,
knew it was the controller at him.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a bummer. I hope that thing turns out still. Obviously, I still want to play Darksiders 2. So
I should probably play Darksiders 1.
it hasn't ruined that. You should. You definitely should.
Well, like, Darksiders fun.
Have you played both, 1 and 2?
No.
No.
I've only played 2.
I'm curious because I hear 2 is different in a lot of ways from 1, but I'm curious if it's better or
2 is really, really good.
Okay.
2 is a really, really, like, kind of flew in under the radar game, but it's a super fun game.
Okay.
I definitely think you should play it.
I will still play.
Yeah.
And then we have one more thing. We went to a panel, our only panel of the day.
Our only panel of the day.
It was the Jackbox panel. Not strictly speaking. I feel like in the past, at least 2 years ago, they had kind of 2 Jackbox panels. One of them was more with the Jackbox team, like we got to meet and talk with Evan Jacover a bunch and stuff like that. In fact, there was one that was with Mike Micah we got to talk to, also really cool.
Who's also great,
But this one, and they have done this one in the past before, was basically they get some funny dudes together to play Jackbox games. Even though Evan was there, we did see him as well.
Even though Evan was there, they got funny people.
Evan's a super funny. What are you talking about?
Evan's hilarious.
I'm just saying it wasn't that previous panel. It was.
Okay.
I mean, put Evan on stage. Yeah.
I thought you were digging on Evan.
No.
I dig Evan.
Oh no, I dig Evan.
Okay.
I'm digging on.
Okay.
Is that a?
I don't know.
Is he tight?
Toit.
Okay.
Noise.
But it was Graham Stark, Kate Stark, 2 other people.
Chris
Straub,
Ben. What is it? Brody.
I'm not familiar with his
work,
and Tycho. Unfortunately. And Tycho.
Yes. And also Tycho.
And it was hilarious. But best part, we got to see Jackbox Party Pack 5 was the thing they were playing the whole time.
And there is one particular game in there that I think you will think is, what is the word?
The first one was,
what's
tight.
Tight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
like how
see, I understand that word.
Talking about.
Yeah.
So there's the first game they played was a rap battle game where they're given like one word.
Is this the game that you think I'm going to think is tight, or is it
a
different game?
No, this is it. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the Jackbox game that you'll think is tight. they're given like one word and then they have to rhyme it, and then they're given more stuff and they have to finish rhyming it. So they basically are just coming up with 4-line rap battles, back and forth. And there was no question during this entire panel that Chris wrecked everybody.
Yeah.
Like, he just destroyed everybody in every round.
Kate and Tycho had some good.
They both had good, but Chris, I think Chris kind of rocked everybody for the most part.
I don't know. It sounds like it's a contentious decision.
It was not at all. He's just trying to be a contrarian.
It was a fun game. Like, again, you can see that thing being a blast at parties.
The other game that they played that I really liked, and it was Kate's favorite one too, was
Patently Stupid?
Patently Stupid. Was it? No, it wasn't Patently Stupid. It was the other one.
Well, that was the next one they played, was Patently Stupid, and
but then it died, so screw it.
It did crash halfway through.
Yeah.
They had to make, well, although the inventions...
The lube suit was really funny
Right.
sounding, and I wish we had gotten to see what the lube suit
I forget what the setup was. Like, how did they get to...
The setup was they're given a problem, and then
Right.
they have to come up with a solution for
Right.
it, and then they have to draw the solution, but the solution, the drawing, is just done on what is like a napkin, and you're doing it on your phone or whatever, you know. So it's going to look like trash in every respect.
Although theirs never
Speak for
do.
yourself.
Well, okay, Chris is the only one who's never looks bad. It was good. It was really funny.
Yeah, but it did crash.
It crashed halfway through it, and one of the things was I don't remember what the problem that Graham was trying to solve, but his solution was to create a lube suit.
It was.
Oh, because he. Do you ever get to a point where you feel like you're slipping and sliding too much, or you need to stop slipping and sliding?
No, it was like irritated skin from too much slipping and sliding.
That's what it was. And so he came up with a thing called the lube suit that because you don't want to stop slipping and sliding.
Yeah.
Well, of course not.
That's
You're not
going to
give up your slip and slides.
Right.
Yeah, you just...
So he created a suit called the lube suit that apparently had a bunch of like, he said there were like anuses on it, and that they would just kind of expel.
He called them sphincters.
Sphincters, that's right.
Well, there
he
you
said,
go.
He said there were a number of sphincters all over it that squirted out the liquid and then pushed you out.
If he's
of it.
going to church it up, let's give him the benefit of these.
Hey, look, ass crack hole. Smack pooper
I
crusher.
made a soup full of anuses for the lube.
We got a B-crack asterisk, okay?
Yeah. Look,
Yeah, you're going to be crack, but you're going to anus suit.
B-crack anus.
The-
Anus suit is perfectly fine. That's anus suit
A-crack?
is
a suit.
look, it's like
suit?
saying penis. It's clinical.
Whoa.
A penis suit.
Can you
Pea
please censor the first letter of that word? So
Enos.
it's a penis.
Enos.
Kennel.
And then the last game they played from Jackbox was Split the Room.
Split the Room. This was not my favorite game.
No, it was...
I like it conceptually, but this is a game that one of the main draws to Jackbox is that it's a family thing. Like, you get your friends together, you all do it in one spot. This is a game that I feel like if you don't have a ton of people with you, it's just not going to be as fun. Like, this is something that needs an audience.
Some Jackbox games are situational.
And this is one to
yeah.
me that like I can't. This is great if you've got like a Twitch page and you've got a ton of followers. This is a great game for it. In terms of having but having just 5 people, 6 people, it's just not as, to me, it doesn't feel like it's not gonna land as right.
So the conceit is you're to split the room. That's like how great.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
You got the word in the definition of it.
Continue. I'm engaged.
You come up with a premise that will split the room when they vote on, because it was the one. What were some of the examples? Do you remember?
You have to introduce a divisive issue.
Yes, thank you. See, I explained it well enough.
Wow, you should work for Jackbox.
I could come up with split the room too.
The first one was like a MAGA thing, or why did
Yeah,
I say it MAGA?
I don't know, because saying it the other way makes you feel even dirtier. It was something like, oh man, it was totally. Would you date somebody?
There were divisive issues.
It's an
yeah,
arbitrary question that you fill in. You fill in a variable and try to make it like
the closer you get to 50-50,
the more
the
points
votes
you
being
get.
in the room, the more points you get. If you split
So-
the room
so the
perfectly,
idea-
that would be real.
the idea is not to be funny, but it's to be funny while also being
know.
like you can split. You're trying to get people to split the like it's, you want it to be a viable thing.
Yeah.
So like the first one was it was a MAGA thing.
Yeah.
And we were like, everybody would kind of like went, okay, what's going to happen here? And everybody was like, if this goes 50-50, it's just going to be a shit show.
Well,
and
that's
thankfully,
Get your mechanical pencils ready for the stabbing.
it ended up waiting way on the other side. But that's
no,
kind
that
of,
one was closer to 50-50 than I thought it was going
it's
to
still
be.
no, it waited. That one waited way over.
You should have taken a picture. So
Well, no,
we knew.
because the option
We
was
can go back to
something-
watch it.
Yeah, sure.
We'll have to, because
I'm
I
sure they're
think
all
it
out
waited.
there, yeah. But
in
this
any case,
game is hard to explain. apparently.
it's one that like, because the audience opinion counts, where that lands. You know, it's like
it sounds like it'd be really good for like almost like those. Which would you rather fight?
yes, thank you.
100%.
Like,
Yes.
would you
Exactly
rather
what it was,
fight
yeah.
like one
It's a would you rather, yeah.
horse-sized duck
Or
or
100
10
duck-sized
duck-sized horses?
right?
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's exactly that.
Yeah.
It's the age-old Reddit question.
Yeah. And that was it. That was PAX Day 1, 2018, etc. Tomorrow we have an idea of what we're going to check out. Do you have an idea of what you're going to check out?
Yeah, I do. I am not expecting to spend too much time playing video games tomorrow. I'm
Okay.
actually thinking I'm going to go and do some tabletop. I have never come to PAX and done a tabletop demo. There's a game that I have been just eyeballing for years, and they're running demos of it. So I think I'm going to do a demo.
Finally getting into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Heck yeah, dude! You just opened up my trap
You're
card.
doing Duel Masters now.
What's you want to?
I don't remember what the name of it is. It's
Shadows.
I don't. I
No?
He
legit-
didn't remember a name of any game he played today.
No.
Why would you assume he
But
remembers this?
it's because it's just the look of the game. Like I can never remember the name of it.
Yeah.
But it's like
Write it down
it's an
tomorrow.
old west
Yeah.
RPG thing that's
Nice.
like that's got like awesome minis and stuff that come with it, and it looks cool. It looks
So
like fun.
look forward to that. Me and Dallas here, who walked in during the show. Anything you want to add, Dallas?
I'm tired, guys.
He's tired, guy. Dallas's first PAX. Doing
Aw,
great.
He's just a doll.
We're going to check out, over the next 3 days, look forward to Tetris Effect I'm going to get into. That's a goal of mine. There's some game called Two Kingdoms something or other. I'm going to pull them out and not know the full title on this thing.
Beautiful.
But it's 2D, pixel arty. I like how that's getting just too non-descriptive at this point. But it's split down the middle, and two people are traveling on horse in two opposite directions the whole time. And I don't know how it matches up. I don't know what that game is about, and it's very intriguing. So that'll happen eventually. Me and Dallas are going to go check out Dragon Quest XI at some point.
That'd be cool.
And if we don't make it into there, close by is Metro Exodus. We're going to talk about.
I do want to check that out.
Resident Evil 2 might be a possibility, and Artifact is here. Valve is here, and me and Matt talked about this. We're very curious as if Valve is going to continue to not make games with Artifact.
I think Artifact is a great example of them not making games and continuing on that that trajectory of, while we would like to be purveyors and provide and give you options, we don't really want to make anything anymore. So we're just going to go ahead and take all your money and give you games, but we're just going to take your money. And also this game.
So look forward to that.
Look forward to it.
You can find us on zerohitpoints.com, on Twitter, on Facebook.
You can find us on Twitch TV /zerohitpoints.com.
We're doing that here. I
on
think
the
we got
streets.
on the
Don't do
streets.
0points.com.
Yeah,
Twitch
handing
TV
out our
/0points.
rap CDs.
Getting them given back to us because nobody wants to pay us for them.
Go figure.
They've had the same CDs for like 7 years. I have all of them.
They didn't sell the first time. They're not selling now.
Man, they just haven't hit yet. We're still talking about our CDs, right?
I mean, those are gonna hit soon, though. We got them pressed up, right?
Hey, you know what we should consider doing?
Ending the show.
I was going to say, let's go get some street meat.